What's up, y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. This is your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, back with the singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. And we got another morning after show for y'all, man. This one's gonna be a good one, man. We got a lot of fights to talk about. We got some news I want to talk about. Some tweets have come out from some high profile fighters that I want to talk about. And then man, just a fun morning of boxing talk. OG, how you doing this morning, man?
Yes, sir. I'm a little tired, but I'm good. I'm good though. But like I was saying last night, we got some good fights overall, except for a couple of hiccups last night. But we started the year off strong. Just let me say this: we started the year off strong, and then we start going, even stronger. And now it's like it's going down. We want to finish the year strong. We want to finish the year real strong because we started off strong. So let's finish strong. Let's get
Yeah.
the Crawford fights, and let's get the Jamal, Charlo, and Benavidez fight. Let's get these fights, man. And that's what I'm saying. Let's finish the year out strong. And man, that'd be a good year of boxing in 2022. And I can't wait to see 23 and how would that look in the sport of boxing. All right.
OG,
So
I
that's
agree with you. I agree with you, man. I think as we get more fight announcements, and I think as we get like the fall schedule that the PBC releases, and then ESPN starts releasing some more fight dates and stuff like that, I think it'll pick back up. But you're right, the first half of the year, once we got all them announcements in February, they carried us all the way through about June. Now here in July, it's been all right. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
it's been all right, but it ain't just been what we got used to the last 3 or 4 months. So hopefully they pick it back up. Now I think it all starts with these promotional outfits, the PBC, the Zone, Top Rank. They need to release some schedules, man. I don't
Yeah,
understand the whole like let you know that the fight is coming a month before the fight. Well, what if somebody want to go to the fight, bro?
that's right.
What if I want to go to the fight and you announce it a month before the fight? Like that's hard for people with families and
Vacation
jobs, and you gotta
time,
take
right.
off work and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
hopefully they can find a way to alleviate that. I really wish they all did what the PBC did, and then like they release everything like for the summer. They release it in February, so you already know what fights in May, what fights in June, and you can go. You know what I'm saying? You can go do that, but
hmm
everybody don't do it that way. But I'm with you, man. They need to pick up the second
hmm
half of the week because right here, and maybe we such boxing enthusiasts and we love the sport so much.
Uh,
We get one or two little slow months. We like, man, what's going on, man?
that's right.
Where's
That's
all the
right.
fights?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
Uh,
maybe it's just us, but man, we get to deserve a good product. We spend our money and our time on it. So shit,
that's
I'm
right.
with you. Give me the
But you know
fights, bro.
what? I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a total waste, but it did go downhill a little bit. It's kind of like might even off in next month. We got the women fight. Those are
Mm-hmm.
coming up. That gonna be man, Clarissa Shields, all that. That gonna be great. Adrian Broner. We just want to see how he look. But we getting some fight, but not the ones we really want to see.
That's
And
true.
that's the thing about it. So. Yeah.
That's true, man. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all be sure to hit the like button as you come in the building. Right now, we got 26 people here early, 30
Mm-hmm.
now, with 17 likes, man. Y'all go ahead and get the likes up for us so we can keep this thing moving and get people
Mm-hmm.
in the building, let YouTube do its thing with the algorithm. OG, I want to come with a story. I want to
Okay.
come with a story. I told you I was giving your boy, I said I'm gonna give your boy some time to respond. Now, OG, I done checked Jamal Charlo. I done checked his damn his Instagram, OG. I
Uh.
done checked his Twitter. I've been checking. He ain't responded back to Benavidez, KQ.
Oh
He
man.
and he did this
Come
shit. OG,
on.
he did this shit before, man. He called out Benavidez, talking about he snap his neck and shit. And then when
Uh.
Benavidez responded, he started talking about vaccines and how old you gotta be to fight him and all that shit. Now he said
Uh.
Benavidez' name again. Team Benavidez done responded, and I ain't heard nothing from your boy, man. What's up? What we
Man.
doing, man?
Man. You know what? I don't know, but I will find out. Like I say, I can talk to Ronnie, and hopefully he'll talk to me at least over the phone. At least I can let you all know that. But the contract According to Jose Sr., the contract had been sent to Jamal Charlo, but he hasn't responded back. Matter of fact, he ain't saying nothing. So this is a problem. This is a big problem. He wanted his clout back, but you ain't gonna get your clout back that way. Listen, in boxing, and this is where every boxer, you gotta take a chance. You gotta bet on yourself sooner or later. Yes, you might lose, just like his brother did, but what did his brother do? He took that loss and manifested. All right, that's what he did. And he came back, and now look at him. He's an undisputed champion. And so right now, Jamal needs to learn from his so-called little brother, because he came out a minute later. So they call him Little Charlo. So he pretty much need to learn from that. Call out David Benavidez, because 160, that one little belt, is not really nothing to brag about. So you go in there and fight David Benavidez, win or lose, I guarantee you your status will go up. That's how you do it. That's how you manifest your clout. That's how you got people talking about it. Do you know how many people will say, oh man, I can't wait to see that fight? Because Jamal is a mover. He's a boxer puncher, and David Benavidez is a puncher, and he will walk right to you. He don't take a step back. So let's see. Let's see it. I'm very ashamed right today to say I'm a Jamal Charlo fan. All right, but still I have to watch.
Damn, you got OG ashamed out here, Jamal. Come on, Jamal.
Wait, but wait a minute now. Hold up. But see, this is one thing about a boxing fan. All right, you rock with them through the good, and you rock with them through the bad. So that's what, if you're gonna rock with somebody, like I rock with Knockout, right? But if he's out there messing up, I'm still gonna rock with him, right? I'm gonna rock with him with the good, so that's how you do. Everything, dedication, all right, is everything. And if I'm gonna ride with you, I'm gonna ride with you. So, and I'm gonna still ride with them all. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm a fan of Jamal too. It's Texas all day over here. We got 54 people in the building. Appreciate y'all coming in early. Let's get them likes up though, so they'll share this, man, for this good boxing talk. So we got 29 likes, 54 people. I know it's all my people in the building, man, that's rocking out, but maybe y'all just forgot. So y'all go ahead and hit the like button for us. If you can donate to the channel, that's great. We got the cash apps, we got the super chat, but that stuff costs money, and I understand that. So go ahead and just at least do what's free for your boy, man. Hit that like button so we can get people in the building. Now, shout out to I want to talk a little bit about Jamal Charlo, then we'll get to the fights. But let me see who we got in the building first, real quick. We got Bole in here. What's up, bro? We got Shot Town's finest. Edgar Chavez is up in this thing. Courtney Thompson, what's good with you? NBA D Nice. We got Pool Counter Boxing, my brother. What's up, Pool Counter? Hit me up, bro. Hit me up. My email is in the description, bro. Hit me up so I can I want to get some contact info for you. I want to run something by you. Zach, what's up? Jose Diaz, what's up? Thrill Hill in the building. Boss Dog, what's good with you? Mr. Lightning World in the building. Dub right side. I hope you preparing. For those of y'all that don't know, me and Dub right side, we going at it Thursday night. We going at it Thursday night, Dub right side. Okay. So I hope you prepared, bro. Y'all be sure to check that out. Shout out to YGB22. God Body, what's up with it? OTB boxing class. He gonna be the moderator. In case anybody think I'm gonna be cheating over my channel, OTB gonna be the moderator. So right side gonna get his fair shake. And OTB got a big one coming up the following week against BFTB. He want to step in the ring with BFTB on the channel. So we're gonna see how he do over there. Y'all go subscribe to Dub Right Side and OTB, and then my brother Glove Up Boxing and More, Coach, over there doing his thing. What's up with it, Coach? Shout out to you, J Watch 4 in the building, DP Rocker in the building. Picasso, what's good, Picasso? OG Picasso say he not ashamed. You say I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed of Jamal. He rocking with him. Bruce Gas, what's up with it, bro? Shout out to you. Thrill Hill, what's good with it? Renique 313, what's popping? What's popping? The Fans Corner, what's good with it? Yeah, I did say that, Coach. I did say that. We want them back, though. We want them back. We'll take them back, bro. Let me see here. Flawless Mentality, what's up with it? Lil Ricky, what's up? Jose Diaz, I think I already shouted out you. And then DP Rocker as well, man. Shout out to everybody in the building. 62 people in here. 64 now. 65 now. We going up, brother. Keep hitting them likes as y'all come in the building. So for me, man, very simple. Jamal Charlo got to respond to Jose Benavidez Jr. Either call him a liar if he lying, or you got to get it popping at this point, bro. You can't keep calling this man out and then tucking your tail when they
Exactly.
respond to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Either
Mhm.
if you don't want to fight him, then don't call him out and don't say nothing about him, or go ahead and fight him since you keep saying his name, because a lot of those people, OG, aren't available. He also mentioned Triple G in that video that we referencing. Well, Triple G got to fight with Canelo. He mentioned Chris Eubanks Jr. Well, Chris Eubanks Jr. is already fighting Conor Ben. He also mentioned Demetrius Andrade. We know how hard that fight has been to make. And on
Mhm.
top of that, Demetrius Andrade, they already ordered him a mandatory. So, like, everybody else that he called up, the only one that's free, the only one that's currently fighting under his same promotional banner is David Benavidez Jr. So if you're gonna keep
Exactly.
calling him out, and then OG, the response can't be, "Well, I'm 160 pounder," or "I'm not coming up," because you called his
No.
name first, man.
Yeah.
Either
Right.
be quiet, or at this point you got to fight that man, bro. Y'all getting into it at events and shit, and all kinds of crazy shit, and so you got to fight him, bro. It's time to stand up. Even if you lose, it's been too much shit to where you got to
Right.
fight at the point, man. You
Exactly.
really do, bro. But
And
let's
you
get to the fights, man.
and they
Let's get
still
to the
and
preliminary.
one
Go
thing
ahead.
this is a very easy fight to be made. They are
Facts.
both with PBC, so that's very easy to be made. You know, a neutral site. You know, it doesn't matter. Matter of fact, David Benavidez said we fight anywhere, in the alley or anywhere. I don't care. Let's make this fight. You know, so Charlo, I mean, I rock with him, like I said. You know, but he gotta step up. But first, I need to find out, did he receive a contract? If he received that contract, then hey, then we gotta talk about it. You know, so all right.
Already. So let's go to the first fight on the preliminary card, man. Vito Milnicki Jr. versus Jimmy Williams. This is one of those ones a lot of people didn't agree with the stoppage. I know you were calling the fight. What you got on the Vito Milnicki fight, man?
Oh wow, another. It was a good fight. I will say that. It was an early stoppage. I think. I think he could have went on. I think he could have did better. On the referee, of course. But Vito, he was pretty much do what he does. He's going upstairs. He's going downstairs, and he was pacing himself as he was fighting. And then he was pretty much getting over on that. Get what you call a lot of problems, but he stopped. Okay, then he started pacing himself one by one, and then he started pretty much teeing off on him. Then going downstairs, upstairs, and I like the way he's mixing up his punches. He hasn't been around that long. His record, I don't think he had been in about 15 fights yet. But still, in all, he did show a lot of great guts and moxie out there, and he had the guy pretty much slapping with his punches and pushing his punches. But had the guy against the rope. Now the guy got against the ropes, and I think Vito hit him with a short uppercut, and I think that kind of dazed him, and that's why the referee stopped the fight. Cause I think he thought that the fighter was off out on his feet, but he really wasn't. He was pretty much got hit and dazed, but he was still able to fight back. But next thing you know, the referee stopped the fight, and he got off the ropes and walked away. So I think the referee had it construed. The referee's got to know when a fighter is out or cold, or when they can fight back, or they playing possum, or whatever. But Vito, yeah, he did put it on him, and he put it on him good. But still, in all, when a fighter can fight back, they should allow them to fight back. If they get knocked down or knocked out, oh well. Okay, that's how it happens. All right, but if you can fight back, let them fight back. So, but in all, the way the fight went, Vito was pretty much going to the body, going upstairs, and going to the liver, and that's what he was doing all the way through that fight till it ended.
Yep.
So I might as well, go ahead and say, but he did a great job. And you know what? I actually think he would have stopped him anyway down the line, but stop him the right way. Don't stop him
Yeah,
too.
it was two. We'll get to another one later, OG, but it was two fights like that. It was
Yeah.
two fights like that where they probably would have got the stoppage later, but the early stoppage messed up the whole fight. So you're right.
Hmm. So that's all I got on that. Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Vito Milnicki, man, you said a lot of You said a lot of good things, man. Like Vito Milnicki, my issue with him ain't never really been his defense because he's good offensively, man. He switches it up. He doesn't stop going to the body. The hooks look good. The work when he gets inside and goes high guard to high guard, that work is good. It's just that for some reason, when he's punching or when he's coming forward, he has issues with head movement and not having his chin in the air, so guys are able to counter him. And then for all of that effort, because he puts forth a lot of effort, it's just certain things that he doesn't have that you can't teach. Like he's not the fastest guy. He's not the most athletic guy. His hands aren't as fast. He's not as powerful. So you see his knockouts kind of like this one. He's breaking the guy down, and then eventually maybe he can stop the guy middle, to late in the fight. Whereas you don't really have to worry about him. I don't see him as he moves up in competition. Boom, just starching guys with one shot. So he was putting on a good performance. When he got him up against the ropes, Jimmy Williams up against the ropes, he did catch him with that uppercut. It did rock Jimmy Williams. But, bro, like, ref stepping in when somebody get rocked, like, it ain't like me and you, KQ, where we at a bar and if we catch a fight, like we just normal dudes off the street and somebody get hit and then, boom, they get wobbled. Okay, now somebody step in because this dude ain't a fighter. Like, he might not be in shape or he might hit his head on the bar and shit. So people step in and they'll stop that fight. But, bro, this is boxing. These dudes make thousands of dollars. They on a big time card. This is at the Barclays Center. Like, I don't want fighters to get hurt, but I think the refs, man, they need maybe a little bit better training. I don't know if they can do what like the NBA referees and shit do, where they make them go to class and shit, and they all got to sit down and they make them study film and like, yo, this is a good stoppage. This is a bad stoppage. These are the things that you need to look for. This is when you let a fighter continue. This is when you don't let them continue. Like, I think some more training needs to be done because as a fight fan, when I'm looking at these fights now, OG, I don't even know what to expect. Like, sometimes I watch a ref and he'll let fighters damn near kill each other. Then I watch a ref and he'll stop the fight the first time somebody get hit clean and maybe their legs come out from under them or something. Like, it's so hard to predict how a ref is gonna act when it shouldn't be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, a stoppage should be pretty consistent. Like, when it gets to this point, this is when we stop it. If it ain't there yet, we don't stop it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like Vito Milnicki was just beating on his ass so bad and Jimmy Williams wasn't fighting back. Like, up until the point that he got stopped, like, he was landing some shots, he was fighting back. So I just think, bro, like, the stoppage ruined, a good performance. And maybe, that was round 6 of a round 8 fight. Like, maybe Vito Milnicki, it was looking like he was breaking them down, and he was maybe gonna stop him later in that round, or maybe the 7th round or the 8th round. But you take moments away from fighters like Vito Milnicki when you do that, or those moments where you see a fighter losing and getting his ass whipped, and then boom, he landed a big shot, and now his fortune doesn't change because he landed a big shot and he got the knockout when everything was against him. We don't get to see those types of stories. We don't get to see those types of fights when refs rob us of those opportunities, man. And I don't like that. I'll never be a fan of that. But that's pretty much all I got on that fight, man. Let me
say this real fast. Okay, I'm still on that subject. You got. I was watching Stormy B last night. Post commentary show, and someone in the chat said that, well, that's why we can't leave it up to the judges. The fighters got to not leave it up to the judges, but you got to understand, everybody's not a knockout puncher. So therefore, you can box a beautiful fight for 12 rounds. And you mean to tell me you got to knock a person out to get a fair decision? I don't think that's fair. Everybody's not knockout material. Everybody don't have that one punch knockout like a Wilder or someone like that. But if you box with the fundamental style that you have, and you outbox him all the way, you're doing a terrific job. You shouldn't have to worry about the judges. If you don't knock him out, you're going to like, oh, man, I lost because I couldn't knock him out. No, hell with that. But sometimes, and they made a good idea, start writing down these referees' names. And then, keep track of them. Then when you have a bad call, see he on that list, and that way you can tell, who's bad call and who's not, So, but, that's all I had to say about that, So, but.
Yeah, man, it's like this, bro. Like, when you do that, man, I just want refs and judges because we got to talk about the judges too later on. I just
Mm-hmm.
want them to understand that you ruining a sport, bro, and you taking the sport and you making it something that fans can't appreciate. Like it, like again, I hate to keep referencing other sports, but at least you know what to expect when you watch all these other sports that are so popular in America. With boxing, man, you never know what to expect. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But we'll get to it, man. Let's go to the only other fight that was on the undercard, man. Let's go to this Sergey Davincinko fight, man. Sergey Davincinko versus Joshua Conley.
Mm-hmm.
Davincinko, he got the win, but man, them I thought the fight was a lot closer than they scored it, man. You know, it was two judges that only gave the other fighter one round, bro.
That's crazy.
They only gave him one round. Joshua Conley only got one round off of Davincinko, and then the other judge only gave him 2 rounds, bro. You know,
Mm-hmm.
again, that fight was even all the way through to about the 6th round, man. He was piecing
Yeah.
Sergey Davincinko up. They trying to OG, they trying to feed. I don't know who, but maybe it's one of their prospects coming up to 160. They trying to feed Sergey Davincinko to somebody else that they trying to build, man. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I can think of. They trying to feed him to somebody, bro. But what
Mm.
go ahead, man. What you got? What you got on
Okay.
that fight?
See.
Sergey Davincinko versus Joshua Conley.
Okay. See. Every sanctioned body is in charge of a fight. I don't know who was charged of that fight last night. I don't know, was it the WBC, the IBF, or the WBO? I don't know who was in charge last night. I think it was the WBC because Danny Garcia always fought for the WBC. So I think he was in charge. But it's always a sanctioned body in charge of that fight. Now, Davinchenko. Now, yes, Davinchenko was doing a great job. He was pressing the action. Yes, he did get cut by a headbutt, and then he started leaking. Okay, he started leaking in the eye. It wasn't a big cut at first. Then it started turning to a big cut. But he still pressed on. He still kept pressing on. But Conley, he was a dog. He was a champion in there. And what Conley was doing was giving it, and he was taking it in also. And Davinchenko saw a matter of urgency. And Davinchenko pretty much started stepping on the gas in the later rounds because he thought that, hey, maybe the doctor's going to stop this fight because it kept leaking. He had a bad cut where it was leaking in the eye. And that's why he kept rubbing it like that, the glove. But he still went downstairs, upstairs. Then he's still pressing the action. So he was all over Conley. I mean, Conley did fight a good fight, and he did get some good shots in. And I'm talking about, too, he did some great body work. He did some great body work, and he did some great fighting off the ropes. So this is why I don't understand why he didn't win more rounds than they gave him, because Conley was giving it and he was receiving it also. So, but
Mm-hmm.
like I say, Davinchenko saw the cut, and the doctor looked at it, and then he came back and he pressed the action. Now, he did have a great round, one great round where he dominated. Someone had to take over that fight, and Davinchenko, he did take over that fight. Because, like you said, knockout, you're right. It was a close fight. It was almost an even fight to
Mm-hmm.
Davinchenko took over the fight. And once he took over that fight, then basically the fight was almost over with. So, there it was. And the right man, I think, won. But Conley still did a great job. We didn't think it was going to go that far, but it did. So, but it was a good fight. So, but that's what I had on it. And Davinchenko. Now, Davinchenko is not the same Davinchenko. Now, I'm not gonna go as far as say Charlo took something out of him or nothing like that. It's just that he's not that same guy. See, sometimes in boxing you can lose your. See, boxing is mental. Boxing is mental, and sometimes your heart is just not in it. Your mind is just not on it. I mean, it's just that you just don't feel like doing this shit no more. Staying in shape, eating right, running, and doing all this. You got to do that for, that's your job. So you like, just like you get up in the morning and go to work, do your 8 hours and come on home. Some people just get tired. And boxing is tiresome. So I don't think he's the same Davinchenko. I don't think that's the same Davinchenko that we used to know 3 years ago. I think this Davincinko is another tip of a different type of fighter. I think he just went through the motions. That's how I look at it.
Mhm.
Yep.
Man, look, Davincinko, OG, he's one of these highly decorated amateurs. He stayed an amateur too long. He actually fought his best fights when he was an amateur. Like you can't wait. And I ain't blaming him. Maybe someone in this country, maybe they was paying him good because I know the Ukrainian program they pay you really really good. I think he's from Ukraine. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. They
Oh,
pay
he
you
get
really
paid in
good. They set
amateurs
you up.
out there.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, I mean they set you up good. That's why guys like him. If you go look at Usyk, you go look at Lomachenko. They, you know what I'm saying? They stayed amateurs a long time. And Davincinko, man, he stayed amateur until his 30s. That's why he's like 37, 38 years old. I think he's
Wow.
37. 37 years old with like what 16, 17 fights and shit, bro. Like he waited too long to turn pro, and so he's getting old right before our eyes. And so guys like Joshua Conley, who maybe in Davincinko's prime or the tail end of his prime, bro, he probably couldn't hold a torch to Davincinko. But now Davincinko is older, and Conley was able to fight with him for the first half of the fight, and it was a close ass fight. I had it like 3-2 after round 5. I thought it was very, very close. And then I thought Conley maybe edged the 6th round. So I gave him at least 3 rounds on my scorecard. I thought the fight was much closer. He was much more game. He landed much cleaner shots than the judges gave him credit for. But Davincinko, understanding the sense of urgency, because I think there's some sort of handshake agreement, they about to feed him to somebody like maybe a young Jesus Ramos or some 154 person coming up to 160. Or one of they like he about to get fed to somebody. He about to get fed to somebody, OG, and it's not gonna look good because he's showing that he's easy to hit. And then you made a great observation. He's starting to cut a lot. He getting cut. He getting cut a lot in these fights, man. So dudes is gonna batter him and beat him up. Like I think he might as well. Like you got 4 losses, OG. He got 4 losses. He had a tough fight with a guy who was not a bad fighter, but not elite by any means. If the goal was to be champion, I think it's time for him to be realistic and realize, bro, you may never be a world champion with the guys you got to fight to be a world champion. Because everybody that's a champion, like he fight at 160, bro. Everybody that's a world champion at 160 beat your ass. If you try to cut weight down to 154, you ain't got no shot there. Because Jamel Charlo beat your ass. If you fight Sebastian Fundora, that's gonna get real ugly for you. If Terrence Crawford or Earl Spence, if they move up to 154 and you fight one of them, they're going to beat your ass. So then what's your other option? You going to move up to 168 if you Davincinko? Okay. All right, good luck.
Oh, yeah,
they're going to beat your ass, bro. Like, what do you do? So if you want to be food for somebody, if you want to be fed to somebody like you some journeyman and you ain't a highly decorated amateur and you didn't give Triple G a run for your money, like if that's what you want to do, then bro, you can still make money boxing. But if the goal was to be a world champion and actually be a player in the sport of boxing, you went at it, you tried, and you failed, bro. You failed. You're not gonna like, and this ain't to be too harsh on him, because I like his heart. He always come to give a tough fight, and these dudes ain't knocking him out. Jamal Charlo caught his ass flush with a lot of shit. Davincinko kept coming. He didn't get his ass knocked out. Triple G caught him with some shit. I felt like he edged the fight, but Triple G was picking his ass up too. They was going back and forth. He ain't quit. He ain't get knocked out. This guy right here, blood leaking through his eye and shit. He cut up, all kind of shit, bro. He ain't quit. Kept coming. He took the fight over late. So he got a lot of dog and a lot of heart. And I think maybe if we could have seen Davincinko when he was in his 20s, if he would have turned pro earlier and built himself up as a professional, then yeah, bro, like you would have had a shot. But you can't turn professional when you like 32, 33 years old and then start losing, because when you turn professional at 32, 33 years old, OG, you gotta get right on it. One of your first 5 fights, you gotta fight for a world title and you gotta win that shit, or you ain't got no shot. Because you ain't beating these dudes at 37, 38 years old. So that's all I got on Davincinko, man. More power to him. But everybody watch, I'm telling y'all, man, he gonna end up getting fed.
Hey, highlight Ricky Tim's 3.
Which one?
Yeah, right there. Yeah,
okay.
Facts. Yeah, facts. I do push-ups and run every single day. Throw in the weights every other day. And some days you really don't feel like it. It's how bad you want it. It's dedication dedication isn't for everyone. Exactly.
All facts. All
Yeah.
facts. And
Yeah.
until Antho, I just rinsed you up. Welcome to the gang, Antho. You've been supporting the channel a lot, bro. I appreciate you. So that's facts, man. Like I know you can attest to this, OG. Like shit, I get up sometime. Like, man, I feel like shooting
Yeah.
no damn videos today, bro. I got my daytime job. I got a lot of shit to do there, man. I'll catch them tomorrow. But then I'm like, nah, I told him I'm gonna drop content daily. So
Right.
sometimes you gotta push through that shit, man.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
push through that shit, and you gotta put in the work because that's what's gonna separate you, man. You want to add anything to what Rick Tim said before we move on to the
No,
next,
no,
bro?
no, he's right, and you right too, cause like I tell my family, I don't say subscribe, I say family. Like I
Yeah,
tell my family, man, they the reason why I keep getting, doing this, every day, maybe one day here and there, but
mm-hmm.
because they push me to do it because I feel like, hey, you got to show up just like a job,
Facts.
just how dedicated you are, so and now I'm retired now, and I can do this, and now I'm free to do things like this, so but man, but hey, he's right, sometimes you don't feel like it, and some of these fighters I look at, but we'll get to that, but I look at a lot of fighters that I think they just don't want it anymore, look
Yeah.
at look at Keith Thurman, you know, uh, uh, you
Didn't
know,
he come out and say he's not as hungry as he once was? And real
right.
quick, 106 people in the building, man. I appreciate the support. The morning show is growing over here and over at KQKC Boxing Network. I
Oh yeah,
appreciate each and every one of y'all. But please,
that's
man,
right.
in case y'all forgot, I don't want to sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but I gotta keep reminding y'all because I know people come in and just start listening and chatting. Please,
Mhm.
man, 111 people in here, 76 likes, man. Get the likes up,
Oh
bro. Please
yeah,
hit the like button, man. It really like I don't think y'all understand how much it helped, dog. Like it make YouTube share. Like if somebody come on here and
right.
they hit boxing content and they looking for boxing talk, the difference between 83 likes and 100 likes, like that could drive somebody to your channel, man. That could get more people over here, so we can have more family over here. We can have more people talking boxing
Right.
and attract the real boxing fans that we want to reach and that we want to talk to. So please, y'all, hit that like button one time. OG,
Mhm.
I got a story for you. Well, not really a
Uh-huh.
story. I be on Twitter and shit, man. I be looking around, seeing what everybody talking
Mhm.
about, bro. Oh yeah, and
Mhm.
vote on the poll, man. I got a simple question for y'all, and I'm gonna ask OG the question later when we get to the main event.
Oh, real
Y'all
quick,
think- Oh, go
real
ahead.
quick before you tell this story, I want to say this though. Yeah, Keith Thurman, what we
Mm-hmm.
talking about, said he is not as hungry as he was, and
Yeah.
or like the younger guys. I
Mm-hmm.
think he come to the realization that the younger guys are serious. The younger guys are faster. The younger guy, and he's not old. He's not old. He's not even 35. So I mean, sometimes when you are beat, what kind of position you are in, and how Bruce Innocent. You got either a lot of guys at 147 that's hungry and that want to
Mm-hmm.
go in front of you, and I think Keith Thurman understand that, and I think Keith Thurman understand
Right.
that. Look, Earl Spence don't want to fight me. He just don't like me, So so I guess he just gave up on that, So, but yeah, he is not hungry. He's not that hungry like he was once before, and I think he's there for the paycheck. I think he's
Mm,
there for he can get a nice big check. That why Earl Spence was first one he called out, but now he's going to settle, and he's not, like I say, he's not hungry enough. He's not making enough noise, And I know a long time ago he used to talk that smack. He used to talk this, the yin and yang and all that. But now we don't hear nothing from him. So that shows you who's hungry and who's not. And yes, the young guys are hungry. The young guys do believe in the belts. The young guys do want to be champions. They do want to be in the eliminators. They want to fight their way all the way to the top. This is a
yeah.
new breed coming in. The Floyd Mayweather is over with. The Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, they're gonna be moving along. Devin Haney, he's gonna be moving along. You got Shakur Stevenson, he's gonna be moving along down to 135. So I mean, this is a teachable moment for all y'all boxing heads. Everything is starting to move and shift in boxing. So I can't wait to see what turns out. All right.
Already. And what's up, Tara? Dude, I didn't know you knew Just Do It that y'all was family. That I'm guessing that's your husband. So I'm gonna rent you up And shout out to Just Do Boxing as well. And shout out to my brother G5. What's up, G5? My Dallas, Texas brother in the building. Shout out to you. Look, man, what you said about Keith Thurman, that's all very, very facts, man. Like that's very factual talk. Like I can't get mad at nothing that you said. And he's like I think he realizing, OG, what he would have to do to get to the top. Mm-hmm. What he would have to do to get to the top, and the people he would have to fight to even be in the vision of guys and stuff, man. I don't think he's willing to do that. I don't think he's willing to do that. But the thing is, because you got to probably fight Boots if you want to. Like you probably got to go in there. You probably got to beat Jermell Charlo ass at 154 and basically give Spence no choice but to be in his vision where you got something that he want. As long as he ain't got nothing that Spence want or Crawford want or even Charlo if he move up to 154 or Fundora, if he ain't got nothing that these champions and these guys that he call, if he ain't got nothing that they want, then shit, they ain't really looking his way no more. Because when he had everything that they want, he wasn't looking their way. He wasn't trying to see them. He was trying to see Floyd and shit. So, and I've been thinking about it, bro. I've been thinking about it, and I'm gonna leave it with this, and it's really in the form of a question and something I want everybody to think about. Should Spence be petty like this with Keith Thurman? Now I know Keith Thurman shouldn't have done what he did to Spence. I understand that, but at what point, OG? At what point do we want boxing to be like a sport, be the sport of boxing? You know what I'm saying? Think about it like this: What if the Dallas Cowboys was like, nah, the Philadelphia Eagles, they didn't play against us back in the day. We don't like them, so we ain't giving them no shot to play against us. We ain't playing the Eagles. What if sports teams everywhere, what if athletes everywhere was like, nah, I don't want to fight you because you did me like this, like all that emotion and not wanting to fight somebody because they didn't fight you. Like at the end of the day, isn't Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman a good fight? Isn't that a fight that will be good, assuming that Errol beats Terrence Crawford? So I just want to bring that to y'all. At what point do we want, like, if we want boxing to be like other sports where it's all about the competition? And see, my brother Scrum Master, Keith doesn't deserve a Spence fight. But then we got to go back and we got to look at some of the guys that Spence fought. Like, what did Sean Porter do more than Keith? Keith beat Sean Porter. What did Danny Garcia do that was so much better than Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman beat Danny Garcia, bro. So I understand, like, Keith don't offer nothing right now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Keith Thurman deserves a shot at Errol Spence right now. I'm just saying, at what point does the sport of boxing become a sport again and not just a business where guys can pick and choose? And that go for everybody. I agree, Mr. Vegas. Spence versus Bud right now. Nobody else. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want any other fights. But I don't like this whole, oh, man, he ain't proving shit. Or, oh, man, he ain't giving me a shot, so I ain't giving him a shot. Or, oh, man, y'all should fight each other to get a shot against me. Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, OG. I don't think I vibe with that, man.
Well, it does make a good fight. And and I would like to see it after Crawford before he move up, maybe. But we have to go back. We got to go back and look and see actually why Keith Thurman did what he did. Did he do that to Errol Spence because he was wanting to fight Floyd at that time? Was Spence not big enough? Was Spence not bringing in a big payday? I mean, was he worth the fight? I mean, you have to analyze these things and why he did that, or was he just being an asshole?
Yeah,
so that's what we have to look at before we, or for Earl to, victimize him, because Earl feels that hey, he kind of like stopped me in my tracks as I was moving up.
Well, yeah, I get that.
So really, you got to look at it. But sometimes you got to be the mature one. Sometimes you got to be the most grown up in the room. So that's what we got to look at. Now, it's not that he deserved the fight, but you got to remember, Keith Thurman actually was a unified champion at one time. And he always been a welterweight, and he's a built big welterweight. So things like that you got to take in consideration.
Thanks. And shout out to Miss Coach Lenia Segura Lewis in the building. Shout out to
Right,
her
right.
and Coach from Glove Up Boxing and more. Appreciate y'all coming through.
Yes.
Yeah, you right. And I'll just leave y'all with this. I believe, and I truly believe this, as long as athletes get to pick and choose who they fight and when they fight them, specifically in the sport of boxing, we'll never truly know who the best is. That's all I'm saying. Even the ones that want all the smoke. If you get to pick and choose who you fight, bro, we'll never truly know who the best is. Cause somebody that's a fan of that other fighter can say, well, shit, how you know he better than him? They never fought.
Right.
How you know he better than him? They never fought. So me selfishly, OG in the chat, and then I'll go to the next story. Then we'll get to the three fights on the main card.
Mm.
Me selfishly, OG, I just want to see all these fights, man. I'm like that. I got fights I want to see in order. Don't get it twisted. Like I want to see Spence versus Crawford first. I made that very clear. But bro, I wouldn't mind after that shit. Earl move up to 154. Keith move up to 154. It's their first fight at 154. Like shit, what? Come on, bro. I'm with it. I'm with it. Show me that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or if Bud beat Earl, Bud move up to 154 and Keith move up to 154 and they fight each other. Like, come on, dog. Like, yes, bro. Give me that. That's a great name to be on your resume. He only lost to Manny. So I ain't no Keith Thurman fan. If you watch the content, you'll know I've been highly critical of him lately because since I started my channel, he been on bullshit. But I mean, bro, like, I just, again, man, I'm like this with Canelo. So I got to be like this with everybody, bro, like that picking and choose and shit. I'll never know if you better than everybody. If you get to just pick and choose all the time, even if you're trying to fight the best. We don't see that in any other, like in competition, OG, you got to go against whoever there. Like when you don't get to just, say like, nah, I ain't fighting you, or nah, I ain't going against you. I ain't competing against you. That ain't how athletics at their essence, bro. That ain't how they work. But you know what I'm saying? That's it on that, man. We got 157 people in the building, man. 110 likes. Y'all keep hitting them likes. Told y'all it'll get people in the building if y'all smash that like button, man. So please hit that like button for me.
Yes, sir. YouTube will recommend it when they come on YouTube. They recommend Knockout Boxing 86 TV. That's a good one.
OG, I gotta ask you another story real quick. Then we'll get to the main card, man. Because we gotta cover the main card. But I had some things I wanted to go over with you. So Terrence Crawford, and this kind of has to do with the main card.
Okay.
Terrence Crawford let out a series of tweets, man. He let out a series of tweets last night. He say, first of all, he took a shot because I guess the commentators, I had them turned down because I was listening to you for most of the night. I turned them up when they did the cards, but I guess the commentators, yeah, I guess the commentators was like big up in Benavidez to try to make it seem like Danny Garcia was like whooping a really, really good fighter. Like he was beating up on somebody that was there. And Terrence Crawford put out a tweet. He said, I love how Benavidez got 2 legs tonight. He said, I love how he got 2 legs tonight. And before that, he said, if Benavidez fight like he fought me earlier in our fight, he could do good things. If not, he's getting knocked out. And then he finished up by saying, Danny looks good tonight. What do you think of Terrence Crawford on Twitter, man? I like hearing from Terrence Crawford. I don't like everything that he say, but what do you think of that, man? Just that series of tweets. He thought that Jose Benavidez would do good if he fought like he fought him, but then he complained and he said, oh, y'all acting like Benavidez. Now he got 2 legs, but when he fought me, he had 1 leg. And then he said Danny looked good tonight, man. Just your overall reaction to Terrence Crawford, man, and some of the things he had to say, man.
Well, first of all, shout out to Terrence Crawford for saying something. You know, not Bernie doing a tweet, he doing an actually tweet. You know, and shout out to him for that. You know, and I'm glad to hear from him. You know, and yes, Jose Benavidez Jr. Yes, he didn't have a bandage around his leg, and like I said last night, I really don't give Terrence Crawford credit for that fight. Because
he was talking to your ass, OG. He might have heard you. Oh, he got 2 legs now.
Yeah. I mean, because he was like on a kickstand. You know, his leg, you know, he had 1 leg. And all he could do is lean back like on a kickstand. That's all. But last night, he had both legs and he pretty much, you know, well, we get into that. But Terrence Crawford, you know, it's good to hear from him. He promoting himself. He being himself now. He's allowed to talk now. Now, I'm not saying Bob told him don't talk, but he's allowed to talk now. And I know a lot of Bud Crawford fans love it. You know, they love to hear from Bud because they're Bud Crawford fans. So, I mean, I think that's a plus. I think that's a plus. Earl always tweeted. So I mean, man, if they both sit there and tweet and put themselves out there and promote their own self, don't leave it up to the networks. You go out there and do the work. And I think that's great that Terrence Crawford finally learning how to promote himself. And he should have been doing this a long time ago. So that's great. But of course, I knew that either he's gonna be there or he wasn't, or he was gonna say something. So but hey, shout out to Terrence Crawford for that. Like I say, I'm a boxing fan before anything. And so I have to say shout out to Terrence Crawford for even tweeting, so and hopefully we get to fight this year. But Terrence Crawford, I think he was trying to be kind of sarcastic at the same time, you know. But it is what it is. Jose Benavidez did have 2 legs, no bandage. It wasn't a different fight. He was a different type of fighter last night. I ain't saying good or bad, but I'm just saying he was a different looking fighter last night, and that's what it was.
He was bigger. He was bigger last night. But look, man, like Terrence Crawford, like if people saying that, like then I feel him because shit, he still had 1 leg last night. I don't know who all of a sudden was watching Jose Benavidez Jr. fight last night. Was like, oh shit, he moving good in the ring. He got his legs back. Like, nah, bro, he still had no legs. His ass was right there in front of Danny Garcia the whole night, just following Danny around. He couldn't cut the ring off. He looked like the same,
we'll get to that.
Benavidez to me when he when he fought him. Now for Terrence Crawford, he beat the better version. When he fought Benavidez was undefeated. He was hungrier. He had more confidence. He was like 3-4 years younger and shit. Like, nah, bro. Like, so whoever is saying that, see, this is for all the people that say people such as myself be hating on Terrence Crawford. Nah, bro, I just be talking facts and y'all don't like him because right now the facts are in his favor. So I'm talking facts.
Right.
Terrence Crawford fought the better version of Benavidez, bro. He was younger, hungrier, and he was undefeated. And so it's harder to break that wheel. And as far as the leg go, shit, he still had 1 leg last night. But as far as hearing from Terrence Crawford, I like hearing from him. I like that he was watching the fight. He gave Danny Garcia his props. We'll get to that fight in terms of the actual breakdown of the fight.
Right. You're right.
But yeah, man.
Go ahead.
I ain't trying to hear that, man. I like, bro, like, homie still had 1 leg. Like, ain't nobody. If people are doing that, bro, then you right. They just hate on your ass. You know what I'm saying? But people that are being objective, they can see that Benavidez didn't have no movement last night. So, let's keep it moving, man. The first fight of the main card, man, Gary Antoine Russell. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna show y'all something. And see, I moved him down after the Postal fight because of how he looked against Postal. He took some unnecessary shots. I moved him right here. I moved him number 14 on my rankings. He won. He did his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Where you have him at first?
I used to have him higher. I had him like 8. I was really high on him. Okay. Then I saw the Postal fight. He took some shots coming in. I moved him to 14. Okay. He took some more shots last night. I'm going to let OG get into it. I'm going to have to move him down again, so y'all stay tuned for the next rankings from your boy Knockout. But OG, Gary Antoine Russell versus Rances Bartholomew. Talk about everything, man. Talk about the fight. And I know you want to talk about that stoppage, man. Just break it down for us, man. What happened and kind of what your thoughts are on that fight, man.
I think last night, tensions was high. Tension was high on the Russell family. This is the first time they stepped in the ring without Russell Sr. And Gary, he did a great job of training and coaching last night. But I think Antoine was rushing everything. He was rushing his punches. He was rushing his jabs. He was fighting a bigger fighter, Bartholomew. Bartholomew has a longer reach, and he was throwing out that reach just to keep him at bay. Now, of course, it wasn't a stiff jab. It was a backhand from the knee jab that he was throwing. Now, of course, Antoine still was trying to find a way to land that left hand. Of course, he does have a great ring IQ, but he was forcing everything was sped up. Everything was real fast. He had to take his time and calm down. He didn't do that. So they pretty much made it a slugfest in the first minute of the first damn round. And that's not Antoine Russell. He doesn't fight like that. He first fights like that, but at a slower pace. He figured out his opponent. The ring IQ wasn't there last night like it usually be, and so what he was trying to do is fight and with emotions, trying to get a knockout, and trying to please his family. That's what I looked at. But then Bartholomew, he hit him with the left and the right, and he got hit a lot last night. And this is what made him reckless. His defense, it was lacking last night. It's better than that. I have seen this young man fight way better than this. But even though you got a taller opponent with a longer reach, that still never bothered him before. But this is a different type of fight last night. Antoine came in there in the southpaw stand, but he's fighting a guy that's taller and had a longer reach and switches from southpaw to conventional. So that pretty much was why he was getting hit a lot also. But he still had the reflexes. He still had the reflexes. Then he started teeing off with that 1, 2, and tripling up that left hand. And he did land that left hand on Bartholomew. But Bartholomew pretty much was landing too. So they both was shoe shining down to the body. But Gary Antoine have to get his emotions in control. Maybe that's the fight he want to get out the way. Because that was the first time any of them fought without their father or their brother. So may they both rest in peace. But that's a lot of load to carry going into a fight with a bigger fighter and also a longer fighter with a longer jab. But I have to say though, he still fought a good fight, but we'll never know if he would have got the knockout. We'll never know if Bartholomew would have got up and faced adversity and came back and pretty much landed something that caught Gary as he rushed in, because that's what he was doing, rushing in. Now, why we will never know? Because the referee pretty much stepped in and sported for both fighters. See, both fighters was pretty much robbed last night. Gary Antoine Russell was robbed from a knockout win, not a knockdown. He could have came back with more intensity. He came back with more strength and more skills, and probably start landing that left hand more often, upstairs and downstairs. So, Bartholomew, he could have came back and faced adversity and used that long jab, because he did throw an overhand right with mean intentions a couple of times. But when he threw that mean intentions with couple times, Gary just did miss it. He just did miss and get out the way just in time. And I'm talking about cat-like reflexes he had last night. But in all, the referee saw that knockdown. Now, keep in mind, a referee knew that they had a language barrier. Now, of course, the WBC, which I think they was in charge of the fight last night, because one of the sanctioned bodies always had to be charged of any fight, and they knew it was a language barrier. So therefore, the referee looked at Bartholomew. He was fine. He got up and shook his head and said, "Nah, I'm okay." Nah, and the referee looked at him and stopped it. He didn't know what the fuck he was saying because he don't speak Spanish. So they should have had a bilingual referee in there. Or you should have known it when the pre-fight instructions in the dressing room. You should have known that, son. You should have known that. But he did know that, but he ignored that. Now, I'm not going to say he got paid off or anything like that. I just think he was an incompetent referee. That's what I think. And I think it was an early stoppage. I think he robbed Bartholomew from a comeback. And I thought he robbed Gary Antoine from a devastating win. Because that would have really looked good on his resume, that he beat a taller fighter, a fighter with a longer reach. And I think he would have been looking very good in ranking. So I must pretty much say that referee should be reprimanded. I think he should be reprimanded, and I'm not talking about suspended for life or none of that shit. All right, now, hey, look, sit your ass down to January. How about that? Or maybe 90 days or something like that. Because that was a very bad stoppage. Very bad. Very bad for both guys. Now, I don't blame Bartholomew manager. I don't blame him because he needed that win. He needed that win to stay relevant. Now,
Mm-hmm.
let me just say something about Gary Antoine. I have seen him fight better, and what he did last night, I can't give him an A. I can't give him a B. I'm sorry. I have to give him maybe a C. He was average last night because everything was speeding up. He was rushing his shots. He was rushing that left hand, and he was pretty much wrestling. And that's just not them, man. They just don't fight
Mm-hmm.
like that. They just don't fight like that. And we know how the Russell family is. They stay in the gym. They stay with great ring IQ, and that just wasn't them. So, but that's all I got on that, man. All right.
Yeah, man. So for me, man, I seen a comment by Bole. He said, Gary looked awesome last night. He imposed his will. The second part of that statement is absolutely correct. He imposed his will, but he did not look great last night. He did not look great last night. Look, man, like you can't that coming in reckless stuff, OG, that pressure style where you just come in, balls to the wall, and you just gonna come in and overpower everybody, man. Somebody with some boxing skills,
Yes,
the
sir.
ability to counter punch and like real skillful fighter, the fighters at the top of divisions that Gary want to fight one day, bro, they're gonna walk your ass into some shit. And if Rances Bartholomew, he didn't hurt Gary. Gary recovered quickly, but when he caught him with that right hook, was it the first round? Yeah, that was the first round when he caught him with that right hook and knocked him into the ropes and he wobbled him. I need everybody to understand something. Rances Bartholomew was coming up from 130 pounds. That's where he started his career. He had a 50% knockout percentage in 31 fights. In 31 fights, he had 15 knockouts, bro. And this was in lower weight classes. I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you right now, y'all listen to me because y'all know I'm high on Gary. I like Gary Antoine Russell. He gonna have to jab his way in. He gonna have to get his head movement better because you seeing a trend. He got caught with some counter right hands by Victor Postol. Victor Postol just don't hit hard enough. He got caught with some counters and got caught coming in against Rances Bartholomew. Rances Bartholomew sat down on this shit, hit him a little bit harder than Victor Postol did, but he just don't hit hard enough. As he moves up in competition, there are going to be guys that hit hard enough. There are going to be guys that if you walk in reckless without a jab and you walk in, you just throw your jab like this, not really to land it, you just trying to measure and then try to hurry up and get in so you can land that straight left hand and land what you really want to throw is that mean ass right hook that you got. If you try to do that shit, bro, guys are going to pick up on it. Guys will walk you into fights. And I saw the comment from my brother. I've been reading everybody's comments. I seen what Dante Hall said. Dante, that's why when people kept telling me, man, I got Gary Antoine Russell over Tank. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, bro, that's cool. I don't. Not yet. He might be stronger. He might even have more crack up there at 140. He might hit a little bit harder. I don't know because Tank thumping. But bro, them skills, the ability to counter you, to see what you're doing, bro, you can't be walking into punches like that. Rances Bartholomew just can't hit that hard, bro. That's really all it was. Now, Gary did impose his will. I agree with that shit. He imposed his will, and it was because he was strong. He got a strong will. He a dog in there, an absolute positive dog in there. And so when he got hit, he wanted to get back in there and let you know, man, that ain't gonna rock me. He is the type of fighter though. If you hit him and you rock him and you don't hurt him and you can't finish him, you know, he gonna keep coming. He gonna smile at you and keep coming. He that type of dog. Like, so if you can't keep him up off of him, your ass in trouble if you can't keep him up off of you. But he started to impose his will, started to muscle Rances around a lot. It kept Rances on his back foot the whole fight, pressed him. Right. And then in the 6th round, jumped in with a mean-ass right hook, which is his best punch in my opinion. Mean-ass right hook, boom. Put Bartholomew down. Great shot. Great shot that he landed. Rances gets up. I'm like, all right, cool. They about to continue. For whatever reason, the ref waved off the fight. that ref did a horrible job. I did a poll on my channel. People like, well, knockout, I feel you, but we don't know what the ref was looking at in Rances Bartholomew eyes. I'm sorry, y'all, but the man got up. He said he wanted to continue. If Gary had just been beating on his ass the whole fight, then yeah, bro, stop the fight. Like, I understand he been beating on his ass and he finally done got broke down. But that was a close, competitive fight. I had it 3 rounds to 2 in favor of Gary at the time of the stoppage. And he looked like he was taking over. And he looked like he was on his way to the stoppage. If you asked me to bet money, I'd tell y'all, look, bro, he probably would have stopped him, if not that round, because it was a lot of time left in the round. That right hook, it was early. It was like 2 minutes left in the round. Maybe he stops him later in that round. Maybe he stops him the next round. I think he would have got the stoppage. Like, I'd agree with that. He'd have got it anyway. You just sped up the inevitable. But you let him go. You let him go do that shit. You stole a moment from Gary Antoine Russell, and you stole a moment from Rances Bartholomew. It's the same thing that I was saying when the Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter stoppage happened. You know what I'm saying? You either let Terrence go out there and shine and get that damn stoppage and make it undeniable, or maybe Sean Porter fights back and you get a fight of the year. Maybe Rances Bartholomew gets up, fights back valiantly, and Gary gets a stoppage. Or maybe he gets up, fights back valiantly, and maybe he cracks Gary again and hurts him. And Gary overcomes that, or Gary don't overcome that. All these different scenarios that give you a fight of the year, a knockout of the year, one of the best fights to remember. The ref robbed us of that shit, bro. He robbed us of that shit in that fight, man. And I believe, like the manager and the trainer for Rances, he was demanding a rematch. Shit, yeah. I'll take a rematch. If Gary Antoine Russell ain't getting a shot at the title next, if his next fight ain't, you know what I'm saying, Subriel Matias or some shit in a goddamn title eliminator, and it's just gonna be another, you know what I'm saying, fight, shit, let him do part 2. Because Rances was in that fight. Let's see if Gary can clean some shit up and perform better. Let's see what that ring IQ looking like, what type of adjustments you can make and shit. So, good performance. He got the W. I think he would have got the stoppage anyway. But I can say, bro, that defense, that recklessness, that shit need work, man. Because you can see that the skills are there, but he's so anxious and he's so impatient that he just goes in reckless without a jab, no head movement. He coming straight forward. He ain't taking different angles in, and it's starting to get him cracked, and it's starting to get him caught coming in. And you don't want to be walking in the shit, because when you walking in the shit, that make the punch even harder, bro. So that's all I got on that fight, man. OG, let's move to the next fight, co-main event, man. The heavyweights, battle of the Michelin Man, battle of the 2 marshmallows. Them dudes look out of shape as shit, man. Adam Kalinowski versus Ali Demarizen, man. They look out of shape, but they threw a shit ton of punches. That shit was like that shit was like I don't know. That shit was a contradiction, bro. But hey, man, good fight. Good heavyweight action. I told y'all after his last fight, Kalinowski need to hang it up. I still believe that he get hit too much to be fighting a heavyweight like that. But OG, what you got, man, on the heavyweight fight, man?
Well, when you said that, man, about Konaki, I'm like, well, I don't know about all that. I think you remember that.
I remember.
Yeah, and you said y'all can start listening to me, right?
Yeah.
I have faith in Adam, right? I'm like, hey, Adam, he'll take some, but he gets some back. And actually, the first 2 or 3 rounds I gave to him because he did great.
Yeah, he was winning. He was winning. Yeah.
Yes, he was doing great body work, and actually, that maybe was my second time seeing him doing great body work. And I'm talking about work like going down to the body. I'm talking about bang, bang, left liver, right liver, baby, and right down to the goodie bag, right? That's what he was doing for the first 2 rounds. And then he started going upstairs, and he kept it up. But then, of course, Ali came back on Ali. Ali came back, and he was doing overhand rights, but he was missing. But then he found the timing. Then he found the time and he started landing. Then both guys started missing. Now, this is what heavyweight action comes in at. This is what heavyweight action comes in when you start throwing heavyweight punches. When heavyweights start throwing punches and bunches, all right? Because you get tired because you have a lot of weight. I mean, we're looking at almost 600 pounds with them together in that ring. So that's a lot of weight. But then Adam was getting hit. There go Adam again, back to the old Adam Konecki. He was getting hit with the left, right. And Ali was a good counterpuncher for a heavyweight. So for a heavyweight, he went in and pretty much was tagging Adam. While Adam going downstairs, he was going upstairs. He was head hunting all day, all the way through the fight. Matter of fact, I was very surprised that they went all the way to 10 rounds. I thought they would have got tired out,
Me
or
too.
somebody would have got knocked out
Me
by
too.
rounds 5 or 6. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very surprised, but of course, like every other fight, Adam came up short on that fight. And now, a reason why, and this is what I alluded to last night, is because Adam Konecki, the type of fights he been in, they are rock'em sock'em robot fights. And
Facts.
he's been getting hit a lot on the head. And I'm not saying he's slow or his speech is slurred now, but it's going to be. It's going to
Yeah,
be.
he just had a newborn baby and he married. Man, you need to sit his ass down, OG. I'm
Yes.
trying to tell y'all, man.
Yes, because it's no skill set there. There's no great jab there. It's not, he's a heavyweight, so you're not gonna see him on his toes. You saw Ali on his toes for what, a half a second, right? And that's it. So these big guys is not a Wilder. Wilder is tall and thin and chiseled. All right, that's not these guys. All right, these guys are big and pretty much kind of love handle overweight, kind of not overweight, but they don't have no weight limit, put it that way. So Adam Konecki, I think the lack of defense, getting hit a lot, and the brain is not meant to be hit, and I think he needs to pretty much hang it up
Facts.
for his protection. For his wife protection, his kid protection. All right. It's not going to be a championship fight with him and whoever. That's just not going to happen. Now, if you need the money, maybe I can understand, but then again, I can't. Because maybe you get a commentating job, or maybe you can go back to where he's from originally, but he's here now. But still, I think it was just a fight that he just couldn't win. We seen him in many fights. Chris Arreola fight, Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Nobody take a step back. Nobody take a step forward. All they was doing is throwing punches at each other's head. Matter of fact, nobody was going down, so everybody was going headshot. So this is bad. This is very bad for a heavyweight puncher. Okay. Now, yes, they did that in Tommy Hearns, Ali, Frazier. They did that back in the days. They was punchers, but they had a little defense. Also. That's one thing about it. And they're a little bit thinner and quicker on their feet. But now these heavyweight guys, they're not as quick on their feet. And now a lot of guys like Konecki is getting hit in the head, lack of defense. So I have to say, I think the right man won last night, and the one that lost, Adam Konecki, I think his best days are behind him.
Hell yeah.
To take what he got and what he did and retire. So
already. Shout out to Felix Nunez in that super chat with the $2. He said, I love Gary Style, dude, looking like a juggernaut. And then shout out to my brother Bole with the $5 in the super chat. He said, I see steady improvement from Antoine, and he is forcing guys to fight at a pace they're uncomfortable with. Let's see who at 140 is ready to run. Bole again, bro. I agree with some of that. Like, I agree with the part forcing guys to fight at a pace they're uncomfortable with. The steady improvement, though, like, that's the part where I got questions, but shit, like, I feel what you're saying, because guys will have to fight at his pace. It is going to be uncomfortable for you, but if you can catch him coming in, if you do got boxing skills to pivot and keep him up off of you, and you hit hard enough to discourage him, I see problems right now. He got some stuff to clean up. But on the Kalinaki fight, man, look.
Well, wait a minute, real fast. Yeah, you're right, Ryan.
What do you say?
He's the nicest guy you.
One of the nicest dudes in the sport, though. Yeah.
Yes, you ever heard him interview? Man, he's a good dude. He's a big teddy bear. He's a gentle giant. But he just doesn't have the defense, and he
just can't fight. That's all. He just can't fight. You know what? No, he can fight. He just can't fight at the level that he got to. So some guys, they reach a level and then they just can't get over that level. Like what I want people to understand, like you was having Rock'em Sock'em Robot fights with Chris Arreola. Chris Arreola was 38 years old when you fought him, bro. and he gave you a run for your money and hit your ass 300 times, bro. Then you backdoor that and you get knocked out twice by Hellenius. No disrespect to Hellenius, but Hellenius was 38 years old, putting paws and putting hands on your ass. Now let's go to the fight last night. Ali Demirezin, no disrespect to him, Olympian out of Turkey. But the homie Kalnaki was lucky that it was him because he ran into a guy that was a headhunter that could beat him up, that didn't have a very high ring IQ, but had better boxing skills than him and just put an ass whooping on him and messed the same eye up that Robert Hellenius messed up. The reason I say he was lucky, it was Ali Demirezin, and that Ali Demirezin has a low high IQ, and why I'm not high on him, I think neither one of these guys will be champion and they food for the top of the division, is because, bro, Kawanaki's body was open the whole night. Like, if Ali Demirezin went to the body, just some, bro. Just when you throw that overhand right that he was throwing, if he would just throw a left hook to the body. If instead of sometimes always throwing the right hand up top, if he would throw it down low, bro, he'd have knocked Kawanaki out. I'm talking about Kawanaki body was just so wide open. And I'm looking at the screen and I can see it. And I know everybody else that really watch boxing like that and loves, but I know y'all can see it too, bro. Like, Kawanaki, it ain't just that he get hit in the face a lot and his defense to the face is horrible up top. Bro, he ain't got no defense down low either. Like, and that's what Hellenius, if you go watch him fight Hellenius was whooping shots down low too, and that was really wearing Kawanaki out, bro. Kawanaki ain't got, like OG said, and like I told y'all last time, bro, he need to retire. You know what I'm saying? He need to retire because it's only gonna get worse. Shout out to my brother Contender Regime Boxing, man. Y'all go sub to the homie. He be doing good work over there. What's up, Contender? Hope all is well with you, bro. Appreciate you checking in this morning and rocking out with us for however long you can stay. Smooth Will, what's good? So I agree with everything you said. Ali's jab was better. Of the two unathletic dudes, he did have the better feet. He did have the better jab, and so he was able to wear Kawanaki down. And Kawanaki, just like in his first loss to Hellenius, he was looking good for the first 2 or 3 rounds. He was doing his thing, but then he got tired. He started getting caught. And you can't get hit like that at heavyweight because you can see Ali Demirezin ain't no puncher, but go look at Kawanaki's face. He had bruises all on his head. His eyes was closed up. He had scratch marks and just red marks, bro. Them heavyweights big, so even the ones that's not punchers, you can't just keep taking shots from them over and over and over again. And Jay Grant Jr., I think it started before that. He said them 2 losses probably took whatever he had left. Bro, he took 300 punches from Chris Arreola. He took, check it out, Jay Grant. He took 300 punches from Chris Arreola. Then he went into the fight with Hellenius the first time. Go watch them rounds. He was winning them rounds, but Hellenius was catching them. And then boom, all of a sudden, Hellenius caught him with some shit that he used to walk through. He used to walk through shit like that and just keep punching. Hellenius caught him with some shit and his chin just broke. So I would say the Chris Arreola fight where you take 300 punches in one fight, that shit probably broke him. Like, it broke him. Nobody saw it because he got the win. He got the W. And then he went back, Jay Grant, and he fought Hellenius, who he was huge favorite to beat. And the moment Hellenius cracked that chin good, his ass went down. And he was never the same. So I think the Arreola fight, bro, you can't take 300 punches from a heavyweight, bro. Like, I'm sorry, dog. Like, that shit ain't gonna rock. It ain't gonna rock. You gonna get your ass whooped. And he got his ass whooped the next 3 fights in a row. So I'm blaming Arreola ass for his 38-year-old ass for putting hands on Kawanaki. Even though he lost, he was giving his ass a run for his money, and that's what messed up his career, in my opinion. But we got the main event, OG. We got the main event. We got to talk about Danny Swift Garcia. Shit, versus Jose Benavidez Jr. Jose Benavidez Jr. made Danny look swift last night. Danny was out there looking like a boxer, hand low, you know what I'm saying? Using the jab and shit. Lateral movement was on 10 and shit, bro. You would have thought Danny was slick, boy. Fucking around out there with Jose Benavidez, man. What you got on that fight, bro?
Well, it's levels to boxing. We all know that. And Danny Garcia, that's his first time fighting at 154. And who he chose to fight was Jose Benavidez Jr. And as I said last night, I'm gonna start off with Jose Benavidez Jr. because he's pretty much 2 fights removed from the streets of Arizona. His father, I interviewed him last year, and he basically told me, yeah, he's still out there, doing what he don't need to be doing, and I know what that means. Okay, and matter of fact, some people say, hey, he's still out there, but I don't know. All right, but what I do know is what he's doing in the ring, and what he's doing in the ring was absolutely nothing. What he did in the ring was he took pictures. That's all he did. He posed a lot last night. He came with the high guard. He pulled up his shorts and he stood there. He stood there and licking out his tongue. He was having fun. He was having fun. He wasn't dedicated. He wasn't trying to use a plan a plan B, or even a plan C if they had one. He wasn't trying to initiate the fight. He wasn't trying to pretty much push the fight. He wasn't trying to push back the smaller fighter. So Danny Garcia saw an opening. He saw that hey, this Jose Benavidez is missing a lot. Matter of fact, he's slower than I am. So Danny is slow on his feet. But last night, he looked like Speedy Gonzalez. Because who was he fighting? A guy that was slower than him. So what Danny did was he used what he always do. He been doing this from the amateurs up to 140. Then he stopped. But when he was at 140, he was using his hands. He was using his hand and quick counter puncher. Danny Garcia is a counter puncher, a strict counter puncher. You punch, he gonna come back with one. You punch him once or twice, he gonna come back with three. And that's what he did last night on Benavidez. Now he saw the opening and he took it. He took the tumble jab. He went right to the head, chest, and right down to the stern. He did that all day long. Then he did another one just for fun, going downstairs, just for fun. Then he did throw a big right hand, but he was too short, baby. His hands was too short because Benavidez was too big. And he had a longer jab, a longer reach. So therefore, he couldn't use it, though. He had the high guard. He was trying to fire out the high guard, but it just didn't work. Then he threw a jab. Where? Not from the hip, from the knee. And it still didn't land. He threw 1, 2, 3 pieces. They still didn't land. So therefore, he tried to press the action. And of course, his father was mad. Our senior over there was mad. But Danny was having his way. We saw ring generalship from Danny Garcia. We saw great lateral movement from him. We saw him using his hand speed. We saw him using his jab. We saw him using his overhand right. We saw him doing everything perfect last night. And I had him pitching a shutout, but of course, we have to get into the judging. The judging really, really, really messed up our fun last night. It was the damn judges. Now, I don't know how the hell that judge saw a tie or draw last night between Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez.
114 to 114. That shit crazy.
That was outrageous. I was so mad. I wanted to really, really, really take a plane and fly to Brooklyn and kick his ass. Just one kick, that's all, right? But how can you get a draw out of that fight? I don't see I can count on my hands how many punches Jose Benavidez landed. Now, of course, if he wasn't worried about it, the loss, then why should we? Because he was having fun out there. And I think his heart wasn't in it. And I think he was in it for the paycheck because he was smiling. And what happened in round 12? Did he try to go for the knockout? Did he try to press the action? No. He just stood there and posed again. And Danny was still smiling and laughing. Danny was having fun. And then Danny was slipping punches. So therefore, Jose, hey, oh well, I lost, but he still was smiling. So but this judge, I don't know how he looked or whatever, but can somebody explain to me how did he get 114 to 114 out of that fight? I mean, just tell me how. What was he looking at? I mean, what was he looking at? Did he think the punches landed? Did he forget his glasses at home? I don't know. Somebody please explain that to me. But in closing, I think Danny fought a good fight. But don't get excited. Don't get excited. Because Danny Garcia, I think and I feel that he's still too small for 154. Can you imagine
Facts.
Danny Garcia fighting a Jamel Charlo, Brian Casano? I mean, can you see him fighting these guys? No, I cannot. I think Danny made a mistake, and I think Danny Hart is not in it either. So don't be surprised if you hear that Danny Garcia is going to retire, because Danny Garcia's best days are way behind him now. He's just too small for 154. Matter of fact, he barely got in there at 152, 153. That's what he weighed in at. No, he weighed in at
Mm-hmm.
152. So I mean, Danny is just not a 154 pounder.
Too
So
small, man.
too
Way
small.
too small for 154, man.
Yes, too small. Tony Harrison out in the audience, and you can see Tony Harrison. Okay, man, I got food right there, baby, and he got a name because see Tony Harrison, he's taller too. And it's not only height, skill, and once you go up in on weight, then you're gonna find out that guys punch a little bit harder than the welterweight division. Trust me. So, but this is all I got on this fight because right now that damn judge really wrecked up that fight. So but in it all, the right winner won. But I still don't know how it came out to 114, 114. But
Yeah, the
Danny
judge. Oh, go
you
ahead.
know,
Sorry.
I'm sorry, but
No,
Danny
you good.
Garcia, don't get excited. Angel, don't get excited because that was a good fight, but that might be his last win at 154. That's all I got.
Man, look, Danny Garcia, like you said, I ain't gonna be too long winded because you said a lot of things that I want to say, and I want to
But
keep it
go ahead.
moving because I got a couple more things I want to get to. Like Danny boxed well. He he showed good movement in the ring against Jose Benavidez. It's funny how you can look fast when somebody is slow as shit.
Yeah.
It's funny how a slow person can look fast when somebody is way slower than you. So Danny Garcia had good foot movement, good boxing skills. He was counterpunching Jose Benavidez last night. Every time Benavidez looked like he would do something, Danny would fire something back, and then he was outboxing him. Jose Benavidez, just like in his last fight, he just wasn't active enough. He didn't do enough. Too much posturing. Too much like when you get hit and you shake your head, you letting the judge know that you got hit, bro. When you get hit in the stomach and then you poke your stomach back out, you letting people know that you got your ass hit, bro. Like, throw a punch back. Shit, just throw a punch back. Like, if you got the energy, if somebody hits you, if somebody hits you and you got the energy to do this shit, just punch them back. If somebody hits you and you got the energy to do this shit, just punch them back, bro. Like, I don't understand that shit. So Jose Benavidez is done. He's been done, man. This was his second fight in 4 years. Like, bro, I'm not like all right, bro. But Danny Garcia, look, used his jab well, movement well, counter punch well, did some things that you used to seeing Danny do in the past. Now, my issue though, and what I want to get into, and I asked y'all a question. 69% said no. 31% said yes. I asked y'all, can Danny Garcia be champion at 154 pounds? I say hell no. Like, for as good as Danny Garcia looked at against Jose Benavidez, bro, he just too small, bro. He just too small. And that power, because he caught Jose Benavidez with some flush shit, and Jose Benavidez walked through it. And it's a fighter that, you know what I'm saying, like, come on, bro. Like, let's just keep it real. You put Benavidez in the ring with Charlo or Sebastian Fundora or Tony Harrison or shit, Erickson, Lubin, like even guys like bro, they gonna put hands on on Jose Benavidez Jr. Man, Danny just too small. His power's not carrying up with him, and it's gonna end bad for him if he fight the top of the division, man. It really is. It's gonna end bad for him if he fight the top of the division. I seen people talking about Harrison, but I don't even know if Danny got the crack. I don't know if Danny got the crack to hurt Harrison. I know he can't outbox him. How he gonna get in on Harrison? If Harrison had a chin, he might be the best fighter at 154 pounds. So I don't know about Danny at 154, man. I'm not bought on it. I'm not sold on it. But I want to get to this, OG, because Danny Garcia was crying and shit after the fight. He was crying and shit, and then Earl, and then him and his pops, they was talking about Earl after the fight. They can't stop talking about Earl. They were making excuses about why they lost to him and shit. And Earl say Danny and his pops need to stop making excuses of why they lost to me. Nobody trying to hear that shit for real. What do you think of that, man? Like your biggest win. I mean, and that's the thing. First, let's go there. He crying after he beat Jose Benavidez Jr. Like he was crying, OG, like he had just got a championship, like he was undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Like what's up with Danny, man? Do you think he really want to get back in it? Can he get back in the mix at 154? Do you think he can be champion again?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Actually, to be honest, I think Angel, his father, he loved him a lot. He want to please him a lot, and I think he's doing it for him. Cause I heard the story when they was coming up in the amateurs. Danny and a couple other guys, the Peterson brothers, they was there too, and everybody was having fun. Danny was running around. He was a little boy at that time, running around with hot dogs and stuff. He just lost in the amateurs. He just lost the championship, but he was having fun. He didn't care about that, and his father slapped the shit out of him because he said, "How can you have fun and you just lost the championship? I need for you to go in there and practice, like that, So he pressed the action on his son the whole entire his career, and I think Danny still feels like he had to fight for his father. He don't want to do this anymore. And by you making excuses, and his father also. Now his father is a good guy. He loves his son. Don't get me wrong, but it's time for Danny pretty much just, like you said earlier. Some fighters just can't go no farther. Some fighters just can't go no higher. You can't see Gary Russell Jr. fighting at 154. No, it's not going to happen. Some fighters just have to know when to stop. And Danny has barbershop. He has real estate. So pretty much what he needs to do is focus on his career, himself. And Dad going to have to focus and do what he have to do. Sometimes you have to grow the fuck up. And sometimes you have to say no. No, this ain't for me, Dad, no more. I have a woman and kids. Listen, this is it. No more.
I'm done. Apparently, he got good real estate and shit. So
yes,
I don't know, bro.
Yes,
I don't know. And then shout out to Michael Gardner. Look, man, if that fight ever happened, bro, come by. I take bets over here. I take bets. We do push-up bets though. I like if that fight happened, if Erickson Lubin and Danny Garcia happen, just come holler at me, Michael. And shout out to you, man. I appreciate you checking out the channel. But go ahead, OG. I ain't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say, but as far as the excuses go, it's no excuses. Okay, you got in the ring. You got in the ring. Now, if you won 100%, if you thought that was going to bother you, then you should have pretty much say, "Hey, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead on and just cancel the fight," which probably wouldn't have been a good idea, but don't come up with excuses. You lost. You got outboxed. And it was a bad loss. Yeah, it did make you look bad. It did make you look slow. But that's what happens. This is boxing. You win some and you lose some. And yes, you will lose some if you got the guts to go in there and pretty much take chances. And that's what boxing is all about. Okay.
Already,
Yeah, so I don't want to hear that. Yes, I understand you had depression. You're not the first and you won't be the last. And I understand that you probably got over it. All right. Yes, go to a doctor, get some medication, pop that shit, and go on about your business. All right. Because everybody had that every day and every time something go down, something, traumatize them. Depression is pretty much a common thing now. So I'm sorry, Danny. You just not that guy at 154 now. You never will win a championship. I'm not wishing bad on him or anything, but he's not fucking Superman. I'm sorry, he's not. So but that's just the facts. So that's all I got on knockout. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Like I agree. And that's cool. That's cool, Michael. We good. And Martin, we don't know if Lubin is a broken fighter. We got to see him fight again. He could be because he took a rough beating from Sebastian Fundora, but he wasn't broken in that fight, and he ain't talking broken. So we have to see him fight first. There's a chance though. You could be right. But we'd have to see. But I got Lubin, bro. If he fight Danny, I got Lubin. Let's hopefully they can make that fight. But for what we were talking about, OG, the excuses and shit, like Earl's right and you right too. Like, bro, if that's the case, Like, I don't understand it. If you really want smoke and you really think that these are all the reasons, all you need to say as a man of honor, as a warrior, look, he beat me. I
Mm-hmm.
know I can beat him. I want the fight. He beat me fair and square, but I think I can get him in a rematch. If he's willing to give me a rematch, just know I want that fight again and leave it at that. And then work behind the scenes. Yo, Al, ask Earl what I got to do to get a rematch. Do I need to, who I need to beat? What kind of position do I need to be in? And then go put yourself in that position and do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Move that way. Don't be out here making excuses in the public and all that, because it sounds like you're just a sore loser, bro. If you really want that smoke, then be honorable, accept your defeat like a man, and then just say you want the rematch. Hey, he beat me. I had some things going on, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk about them because I ain't gonna make no excuses. But just know, I feel like I can beat him in the rematch. 100% focused, 100% on my, on my grind. I can beat him. I believe I can beat him. So let Earl know I want a rematch. Let him know I want to run it back, and I'm willing to do what it takes to get that fight. And then just, leave that shit alone.
Mm-hmm.
Leave that shit alone. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Other than
right.
that though, what's up, BF? Shout out to my brother BF TV Boxing. Other than that, OG, give your last words, man. Let everybody know where to find you. And then I got some special announcements that I
Okay.
want to make. And BF, if you want to do them right now, I'll drop the link after OG and I give last words. Or if you want to do them this week, just let me know, bro. But go ahead, OG. Go ahead and get your last words. Let everybody know where to find you, man.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming in last night. We had a good time on fight night, like every Saturday night. It was a fire strain. We did about 5 hours of great boxing, and I come on Monday through Friday, and that's 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. And Saturday morning we have a call-in show that starts at 10 o'clock a.m. And yes, Saturday night we'll be right there right here on KQKC with whatever fight is on. And then Saturday morning, me and Knockout Boxing. We'll be on my platform next week, and we alternate both platforms. So you have to subscribe to both platforms. So, but with that, I appreciate everybody that came in last night. I appreciate everybody that enjoyed all the fights last night, and I appreciate everybody that came in here today. I mean, I think it was a very entertaining fight, and yes, you had a couple hiccups in it, but all in all, hopefully we get more fights coming down the pipe, and hopefully we get that big one to finish off the year. I mean, really finish off the year, baby. All right. So with that, that's all I got. All right.
All right, man. For me, shout out to BFTB with the $2 in the super chat. Say I got your 50 push-ups when you want them, man. We can do it. We can do it this week, bro. It's all good. We ain't got to do it right now. We'll do it on Wednesday. But check it out, man. So, couple of things. Number one, I'm live every Wednesday night and Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We got the open panel show we do on Wednesdays. Then on Thursdays, we do our predictions. And man, we got a new twist to the channel that we're doing. So you guys got to come check it out, man. A lot of you know because you follow the community page, but bro, we are starting to do debates on the channel, grown people debates, bro. 3 rounds, unlimited rounds. I make sure everybody get a chance to speak. You know what I'm saying? And I moderate it to where everybody is grown. Of course, we're gonna talk our shit. We're gonna talk back and forth, but ain't no threatening, ain't no cussing, man. Just good boxing debate. Who can come with the most facts? Who can have a better presentation, who has the better delivery, man. Just gonna be a fun time. We already got 2 huge debates scheduled. We got one this Thursday, August the 4th. That one's gonna start at 8:30 p.m. The show starts at 7:30. The debate is gonna start at 8:30. So after I do my predictions, after I do my breakdowns and predictions, we go to the debate. And that debate on Thursday is gonna be between me. I've been called out, y'all. I've been called to the carpet. Dub Right Side wants to debate me on Tank Davis versus Devin Haney. So it's gonna be me versus Dub Right Side with our special guest moderator, OTB Boxing Class 101. That's gonna be our debate for next week. The week after that, August 11th, I'm gonna be moderating the debate that I think is gonna be probably one of the best of the year. It's gonna probably be one of the best of the year. I got BFTB Boxing joining up here, coming up here. He put out an open challenge for anybody, And my brother OTB Boxing Class said he won't smoke. He said he won't smoke with BFTB. So BFTB versus OTB boxing class. That's going down on August the 11th. That one too is gonna start at 8:30 p.m. Same format. I'll start the show. I'll do my predictions. Make sure we get all our predictions out the way, and then after I do my predictions, the brother's gonna get up here. I'm gonna moderate it and I'm gonna debate it. The format again: 3 rounds, unlimited time, and then I come up with a bonus round that nobody knows about. Everybody knows about they 3 rounds in advance, but nobody knows what the bonus round is except your boy Knockout. So we're gonna put people debate skills to the test, and this is open for anybody, bro. Any content creator, anybody in the chat, anybody can participate in all call outs. If somebody call you out and you don't answer the call, I will publicly shame you. All call outs must be addressed. They must be answered. If you don't answer the call out and somebody say they want smoke, we gonna cook you, bro. We gonna do you bad. So please, for everybody that are chat warriors that want to debate in the chat, you can come on up here, bro. Or if you in the chat and you like, man, that content creator don't know shit. No, that content creator don't know nothing. Let me know you won't call them to the carpet then. We trying to get this thing started, let everybody know. And yeah, man, that's what we're doing. And then obviously I'm live every Sunday with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. We live every Sunday at 9 a.m. man. But tell a friend, tell everybody. We trying something new. Hopefully it works out, man. If y'all love the debates, if that's what y'all into, if y'all really want to see, a good boxing conversation, man, between two brothers that agree to disagree and that are gonna come with some points and may the best man win. Y'all got to come over here, man. We're gonna start trying to do it every Thursday night if we can. I already got 2 Thursday nights booked. I'm looking for the next Thursday night to see who want to step up, bro.
That's what I wanted to say, Knockout.
Yeah.
I think, everybody know each other's debating. Everybody good with each other, everything. I want to see some people come up here that you all not familiar with and have a different opinion. People that that watches you but don't know you. I would like to see that.
Subscribe. If you subscribe to other channels and shit,
right,
and you think that they got something to bring to the table, let them know.
Yeah,
I make sure everybody accept all call outs, bro. If they don't, I'm gonna let them know. Hey, this person called this person out, said they want to talk about this, and I ain't heard back from that person. I reached out to them and they ain't said nothing. So please, bro,
I'll plug it. Yeah.
Please, like let them know what's up. But anyway, bro, shout out to BFTB back in the super chat with the $5. He said this the only page I debate on, not in the graveyard. Who won it? There y'all go.
I don't think BFTB that great in debating. I don't think he's that good. Really?
Oh shit! Challenge perhaps. Oh shit! Shout out to DP Rocker with the $2 in the super chat. Oh, and another thing, real quick on that, y'all. For me, I'm gonna set it up with BF. I know BF will be down, and I know OTB will be down. But another thing I'm doing at the end of the Wednesday show this week, y'all gotta tune in, bro. We having a face-off. So I'm doing face-offs too before the debate. So OTB is going to come up after we get through with the Wednesday show. He going to come up about the last 30, 45 minutes of the show. It's just going to be me, OTB, and Dub right side. And we're going to have our face-off. OTB going to ask us some questions. We're going to talk a little shit to each other, let each other know what we going to do to each other. And it's going to be fire, man. We're going to have a face-off between me and Dub right side the day before the debate, so we can let y'all know what to expect and you can know how I'm coming. And so I'm gonna try to set up the same thing with BF, and I'm gonna try to set up the same thing with OTB, where the day before they debate, they can have a face off and kind of talk a little shit to each other, man. Because when it comes debate time, we stick to the format, we stick to the rules. So, man, y'all be sure to tune in Wednesday night. We're gonna have our regular shows, but we're just adding something to them, man, to try to keep this boxing conversation going forward. Shout out to BF again in that super chat. He say, don't ever tell me the topics. Tell them. Give them the advantage every time. Damn. And he ain't lying. He showed OG. BFTB came out stunned. I was trying to tell OTB. I told OTB the topics. I started telling BF the topic. He said, "Don't text me, bro." He said, "Don't text me. I don't even want to know the topics. I don't even know the time." I'm like, God damn,
wow,
bro. All right, that's how
Ooh.
y'all coming. That's how
Yeah,
y'all coming.
wow.
Anyway, man, that's all I got, bro. Like y'all be sure to tune in if y'all want to keep this movement going, man. We got to spread the word. Any and everyone is welcome, as long as you can hold your tongue, not get emotional, not cussing each other out. Because when you cuss people out and you start talking over people, I gotta kick you off, bro. You automatically lose the debate because I'm not on that type of time over here. I got kids over here. I got my wife over here. They don't need to, nor do they want to hear all of that grown men threatening each other over the internet. So just know this is real boxing debate. This is gonna be real conversations where real people really talk that boxing. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get it popping. But Antho, I turn down no smoke. I will turn down no smoke from anybody, bro. But as the moderator and the person that's running it, I gotta accept call outs. I ain't calling out nobody. But anybody that want to dub right side, if y'all follow the channel, he been calling me out on Tank Davis versus Devin Haney for months. He gonna finally get what he asking for, but he gonna realize that everything you ask for ain't what you want. I'm telling y'all, bro. But anyway, that's all I got, OG. Appreciate you hopping up, man. Enjoy your Sunday. Everybody else enjoy your Sunday as well. And we gonna keep it going, man. I see y'all on the videos and stuff. Be sure to check them out next week. Be sure to check out KQKC. He'll be live 11 a.m. tomorrow. Great show, OG. I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, peace.
Peace out.